Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another thrift haul. Now, everything I'm going to show you guys today I have found in kind of various different charity shops, thrift shops, just anywhere that kind of sells secondhand pieces. I've been rummaging and I found quite the odd selection of things, so I'm just going to jump straight to it. So up first, I was so excited when I found this. It's a Disney tin. So it's got Minnie and Mickey Mouse all over it, and I just loved the colours on it. And then it's actually quite old, so it's got the expiry date on the base, so it would have had biscuits in, I think. And it was 2000, they were made in 2000 and they expired in 2001. Which weirdly doesn't sound that long ago, but that's close to my age, and then I feel old. So I guess this actually classes as a vintage tin, which it's kind of disturbing, but it is over 2 decades old, so I guess that would be right. But I just thought, how gorgeous is that? And it's perfect for kind of like all my little crafty bits. I can put beads in it, or I do a lot of random hobbies, and so little tins and pots are very useful, and I just fell in love with this one. So I'll stick with the strange things. So the next thing I got, well, I got 2 things. There is one thing inside it. So I got this lovely Ammonite plant pot. Now this is quite modern. I actually have one already, and it came with like a nice succulent in it, and I found this in the charity shop for 50p, and I just thought I have to have a pair of them. And you can see I'm actually wearing an ammonite. Oh, I've got ammonite earrings in. We have an ammonite tattooed. So I'm very fond of these creatures, and you can just never have enough kind of little plant pots because I propagate all my plants. And so quite often I have like little ones that need like a nice little pot, and now I have the perfect one to put them in. Like, how cute is that? So fell in love with that one, and you really can't go wrong when it's 50p. And then I also found this ring. Now it is actually silver. So I found this one, it was only £1, so I don't think they clocked it was silver, but you can see the 925 stamp on the back of the ring there, if it focuses. Now it's just a really pretty kind of blue and silver detailed ring. It does have a slight imperfection with the stone here, but I don't think it shows. So I just thought it fit my finger perfectly as well, so just as like a nice piece for the summer. I wear this kind of bluey green colour a lot. And I just thought, oh, that's quite sweet. It's very like sea themed, and my whole life is sea themed, as you can see by my other ring. So I just thought that fits right in. And for £1, even like I think they must have just not clocked it with silver, because very rarely do you get silver jewellery for £1 in charity shops. They kind of clocked on that certain things come with a higher price tag, but that one must have slipped through the ropes. So quite chuffed with that find. And then the next thing I got is, I did quite well with leather gloves. Now these are actually from 2 different shops. So, I got these brown ones and these lovely like bluey green ones. Now the bluey green ones, these are both real leather. These ones are fleece lined inside, which is quite lovely. And originally I think TU is Tesco's, or one of the supermarkets here in England. But they're just really lovely, and they fit so beautifully, and they just had this really cute detailing with the button, and they were £2, so couldn't really go wrong with those. And then I found these ones for £1. Now these are something very special because this leather is so soft. Like, I cannot explain to you how beautiful this leather is. And then to top it off, the lining of these ones is actually silk. So it just says leather, I don't know this brand. Oh, it's not focusing for you guys. There you go. So it's leather gloves and then lined in pure silk. Like, how fancy is that? And silk is meant to be very warm, and I do get very cold hands. So I'm excited to give these ones a go, and they just fit beautifully. And where they're such soft leather, I am wearing rings, so I should be careful. Where they're so soft, I just feel like I can do absolutely everything with my hand. So they're really, really lovely, and just, they look like they've never been worn. And they're such a lovely, like, dark brown, so they'll go with all my kind of white coats, cream coats, brown coats. They're just perfect. I think black and brown are really versatile glove colours. And then those bluey green ones I just fell in love with, and I actually bought them because I was out and about on a day where I didn't have gloves, and so my hands were really cold. And I thought, you know what, for £2, lovely leather fleece-lined gloves is a bargain, so I got them. Sticking with the gloves, I also got a hat. Now, I'm not really a hat wearer because I have just so much hair, but occasionally it is needed. So I always get cold ears, so I tend to wear those like ear headbands. But I thought I couldn't pass up the opportunity to have a dinosaur hat. And when I'm out doing field work, I do need to have a warm head, so I tend to wear a hat. And it's just so cute. It's a little embroidered dino. I just think it's so simplistic, but so adorable, and it was only £1, and it's actually quite a lovely hat, and I just love the colour of it. It's just quite crisp. So yeah, that came home with me as well. So I promise we're nearly through all the random shit that I've bought recently from charity shops, but the next thing I got is a Scout belt. Now I went all through Scout, so I was a Beaver, I was a Cub, I was a Scout, I was an Explorer, I then joined Network, I was a Leader, and when I then did my Masters, which was International, I kind of lost touch with Scouting because I was travelling too much, I couldn't commit to it, and now that I'm a bit more settled, I say settled, I am now doing my PhD, but I really want to get back into it and maybe go back to being a leader, and I couldn't find my Scout belt. I have one somewhere and I don't know what I did with it, but I spotted this gorgeous leather one for 50p in the charity shop, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get that because it is beautiful, and also it's quite a small waist. So I have a tinsy waist, so there you go, like even this one is big, but I think I might be able to get away with it if I put both sides on their smallest. So that's on its smallest, yeah, so I think it's a kiddie one, but if I actually adjust it, I think it will fit me. So I couldn't leave it because my waist, I'm not complaining about having a tiny waist, but it does drive me insane for belts. Every single belt I own, I have to alter. But this one does have 3 holes. I can go quite a lot smaller. So yeah, 50p, can't go wrong, and Scouting's awesome, so I was like, I'm gonna pick that up. So now we can jump to the clothes. So the first piece I got is actually a DIY piece, of course. So my brain works in many weird ways when I go shopping. I'm shopping for myself, I'm shopping for my family members, I'm then also shopping for fabrics, I'm shopping for projects I can do something to, because my mum and I are self-taught tailors, so we love to find a project and turn it into something we can wear. And this dress just caught my eye. Now it's a size 16, so it's quite big, and it's by a brand, BDL? Can't say I've ever heard of it, but I loved how bright it was, and hear me out. So, it's a lovely halter dress, and I'm thinking for whilst I'm on holiday, and it's got these like gorgeous embroidery panels on them. Like, look at that lily, and I just loved the colours of it. It just really caught my eye, and this was only £1, so we can work with it. And it's quite long, so let me try and adjust my camera so you can see better. So it's quite long, but it's got these beautiful tiers in the skirt, so you can see it's like layered, it's got more embroidery here, and it is way too big for me, but in my head, I can tailor this quite nicely to be almost like a Marilyn Monroe style dress with lovely, I'm thinking either yellow or green wedges to match the embroidery, with like a bikini underneath whilst I'm somewhere hot. I think I can tailor it quite nicely, because even though it's a size 16 and the cups would be massive, you know, if I left it as it is, if I turn the cups partially into my waist, then it doesn't look too big. I think I can work it. So maybe I'll make a video on it if it's successful, but there was just something too beautiful about the embroidery on it, because just look at that. I just fell in love with it. And also, it's not like I can buy fabric for £1 anyway if I bought it new, so buying it secondhand when it's already constructed partially into a dress, and then all I have to do is tailor it to fit me, it's like a win-win. So if you're into kind of clothes or making your own clothes, like, don't rule out just going to charity shops, because if you look at everything as just fabric and you're like, right, this is a fabric shop, what fabrics do I like? And then you can just turn them into something you'd actually wear. It's perfect, because you're kind of helping prevent waste and, you know, being more circular with fashion, and it's a lot more sustainable that way. And it's not even a third of the price, it's a fraction of the price of buying fabric new. So I love doing it like that, and you find pieces like this, so it's a win-win, win-win-win. So that's all the random stuff I got. Now onto the clothing. So I did get a pair of shoes. Now these are actually Uggs, but like slip-on Uggs. So these are really in at the moment, but they're so comfortable. So these were £2.50, so they need a little bit of a clean. So you can see on the fabric there, they've just got a tiny bit of staining, but they've got this like fluffy heel bit. So they are so comfortable to wear, and I just thought in the summer or spring it's just like slip-ons with kind of jeans. They're just so cute. They're kind of that like straw style, and I have slightly weird shaped feet, so when I find shoes that fit for under £5, I tend to just pick them up because why not? And these are Uggs and they will just go with everything. So I think I'm going to be living in them this year. So those were an absolute bargain. Let's move on to the actual clothes. Now these are the pieces that fit me. I did already do a bit of a project. So I found these jeans and they were kind of the wrong colour denim for me. And I'm much more of a dark denim wearer. You can see by these lovely jeans. So these were like a light denim. I was never wearing them. So I was like, oh, they're a lovely fit, but what do I do with them? And my mum and I dyed them a dark denim and they dyed so beautifully. So if you have a pair of jeans that have no stretch in them and they're not the right colour, I really recommend dyeing them because look how well it took, and it doesn't dye the stitching. So the stitching stayed orange, and so I've just got this beautiful detailing, and they look like they were always meant to be this colour, and now they're just this gorgeous like solid denim blue. So I am so happy with how these turned out, and they fit so nicely. So these were a winner. So sticking with jeans, I then found these gorgeous crisp white corduroys. Now I was really drawn to just how fresh these look. They literally look like they're glowing. I just absolutely loved it. Now they're by a brand called SPC. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Apologies if I'm absolutely like butchering that. But they're just this gorgeous kind of almost like looser fit jean. I think they're a bit lower waisted, but I thought if I style these right with like nice little shoes, a nice little crop top in the summer, they might actually be really cute to wear. So let me know what you think about these, but they're just kind of a really fresh fabric. I was just really drawn to them, and I don't think they look bad. They're not my usual fit, because I usually love kind of higher waisted, a bit tighter, but I think I can work them. I think they'll be quite a fun one to style, and when it's really warm, you kind of don't want everything clinging to you anyway. But I am convinced that someone donated these without ever wearing them because they are just so crisp, and the corduroy is so perfect. So I definitely think I can work these into a few outfits, and when they only cost £1, they're kind of like a fun piece to learn how to style, and they feel so soft. So I'm just really excited to give these ones a go. So by now I'm sure many of you have figured out that I'm a sucker for anything leather, but I'm also a sucker for anything red. Now anything red leather is just a win-win. So I do actually have a red leather skirt already, but it's like a bright red, and I now have found kind of like a burgundy red, and it's a little bit shorter than the one I already have. So I'll link that video down below if you'd like to watch that one. So that's a real leather red skirt that I found in a vintage shop, whereas this one is faux leather, but really lovely. So it's really nicely made, and my favourite handbag is a red leather one. It matches this skirt perfectly, and this one just fits me like a glove, and it's just a New Look size, what is it? Size 6, which is a miracle because I've had New Look before and I've had to actually be cut out of a faux leather skirt in New Look because I tried it on in the changing room, I split the zip, we couldn't get it off me. I was mortified. New Look were amazing. They were very kind to me. They didn't make me pay or anything like that. They just apologised, and I was just mortified. But this skirt is a perfect fit. So it just goes to show that even within the same brand, there is sizing inconsistency because you can never fully understand how each material is going to behave. So if they change one slight bit about the fabric, or they use a slightly different fabric, it might go round you that little bit better than the same size in a different fabric. So just try them on. Don't be offended by what the number says on the tag, because in my wardrobe, the sizes vary so much. And the key thing is how it looks on your body. At the end of the day, it's just fabric. Drape it how you want to and cut out all the labels if they bother you. And then last, but certainly not least, we have this gorgeous light blue quarter zip jumper. Now this one's actually really funny because I don't normally go for pastel colours or like light blues or baby pinks because I think they wash me out. But I actually needed an emergency jumper because I had spilt something over myself and I had somewhere to be, and I passed my favourite pound charity shop and I was like, I'll just see if they've got something without a stain on it that I can quickly run in, swap it, job done. And they had this, and I thought, it looks lovely, I'll wear it. If I don't then want to wear it after that day, I'll just give it back or give it to a friend. But actually, I really love the colour. So even though it's really, really vibrant and kind of, well, I wouldn't say vibrant, it's like a vibrant pastel, I think I get away with it. So normally I would steer clear, but I think this is like the perfect shade of light blue for me to get away with. So it was actually, yeah, one of those emergency purchases that worked out. So sometimes it can work really well. So yeah, sorry to all my friends or family that thought this was going to get passed down, because I'm now keeping it and I love it. But that's all I got for you guys today. I thought I would show you what I found recently, because I kind of, everything I find in charity shops I like pile up so that when I have enough of it I'll show you guys what I found. Just because I love to try and encourage a few more of you to check out your local charity shops and just rummage around, because you just never know what you're going to find. And with each of these videos I do, I realise just how much of a variation I shop, because it's never just the same thing. Like I pick everything. So yeah, do go check out your local charity shops or thrift shops, and there's no pressure to buy, it's just fun, and you do have to go regularly. Like that is the way to find good things, is just being right place, right time, and just always keeping an eye out. But thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll link down below my other channel, which is all about rocks and fossils, if you're interested in that side of my life. But thank you again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.